On March 27, 1974, a fateful choice of the coin flip gave Portland the first draft choice.
Basketball was a sanctuary for me. It became my religion, and the gym is my church.
Walton looking over that shoulder. There's a shot clock on the turnaround. Oh, wow, with a good move pass.
I play the best of my ability all the time.
50 years ago today, a giant entered the NBA. Bill Walton was selected first overall by the Portland Trail Blazers, coming off one of the most decorated collegiate careers of all time. He went on to win 2 championships, one, of course, with the Blazers, one with the Celtics, and he was eventually enshrined into the Hall of Fame in 1993. And through his broadcasting and his unspooling stories, he gave us all the gift of seeing the world through his glass-half-full, tie-dyed lens. Here is the luckiest guy in the world, in his own words.
I think a lot of people figure that I win all the games, but really it was more the other guys than me.
First championship at UCLA, that was big, wasn't it?
That was big, but the second one was nicer.
I've never coached a better player, I've never coached a better competitor, and I've never coached a better person than Bill Walton.
Thank you, Boston. You're wonderful. Now let's go win a basketball game right now.
With enthusiasm and emotion, I could let my personality out and be very free on the basketball court.
Sometimes the lights off and shining on me.
Gotta have the right feelings with the Irishman.
This is an excellent shirt, by the way. I've got one of those.
This is your shirt.
That's my shirt.
It is. I'm gonna get out of your shot here, guys.
Great to see you, Snoop. Well, Snoop and I go way back. Snoop and I, we go way back.
Ready to go? Yeah, I'm ready. Bill had fun. He liked to have fun. And if you were laughing and having fun at him or with him, it was a great day for Bill and in turn a great day for us.
National Popcorn Day, please. Party on. Happy birthday. What's your name in there?
Take a bite out of it while it's lit.
Well, it's lit.
Say, oh, I'm kidding.
I brought you a special gift here. Now, this is not from the park. You can't do that. I brought this from my hotel room. And this is how you use this dirt.
No, don't.
You do it like this. You get it. You sort of rub it on. Get it, and then you just sort of, okay, now I'm ready to go. This is called the Glockenspiel, okay? Made famous Germany.
You broke it.
You may think that it goes like this.
This is a piggy bank, by the way.
No, it goes like this, okay?
16 points, 29% shooting, 0 for 7 from three-point land.
I wish it could have lasted longer. Unfortunately, it didn't. But all good things and all good times, and we'll get there soon.
We're now joined by a very special guest to honor a very special man, Hall of Famer Mike Breen. Mike, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day. You have seen it all through your broadcasting career, over 100 NBA Finals games, the Olympics, the list, it really goes on and on. But something tells me that there was nothing quite like calling a game with Bill Walton. What was it like to be in the booth with him?
Well, I think maybe the best way to describe it is it was like a roller coaster ride at an amusement park. It was so much fun. It had these sudden twists and turns. Sometimes it got a little scary. Sometimes it got a little dangerous. But at the end, it was just this joyous ride, and you couldn't wait to do it again.
Working with Bill, even in the limited times that I was able to, it was always a treat. But what I've been struck with, as everyone is sort of remembering Bill, is the stories of the care that he went through life with. And there was one particular story that you brought up that I know you wanted to share with us today.
Yeah, I've been telling this story for about 15 years now. When anybody ever asks me, what's Bill Walton like? And it's a little long, so I apologize. And I hope it's appropriate because it has to do with my family, but I think it's a great way to describe what Bill was all about. So my dad had Parkinson's disease, and it started to get advanced to the point where we were afraid he wasn't going to be able to travel much. He didn't really want to go out of the house much. So my younger brother, Pete, gave me a great idea. He says, before Dad can't travel, why don't we take him out to San Diego, where the USS Midway is stationed as a museum. My dad served on the Midway during the Korean War and had not been on the aircraft carrier since he left the service. So we made plans to go, and of course Bill lived in San Diego, so I called him to get a hotel recommendation that was near the Midway. And of course Bill was like, "You're not staying in a hotel, you're staying with me." And I convinced my father and my brother, and the three of us went, and we were going to spend 3 days at Bill's house. And when we got there, first thing Bill did is he put my father in the Bob Dylan room. The bedrooms were all named after people that meant something to Bill, and usually that's something to do with musicians. And the Bob Dylan room was a place of honor, so that's the first thing he did. Well, Malika, for the next 3 days, he did not leave my father's side. Wherever we went, wherever we ate breakfast or lunch or dinner, he was seated right next to my father. If we went for a drive in the car, my father was in the front seat next to him. And always like, "John, you're next to me. John, you're next to me." Didn't leave him at all. And then when it came time to go to the Midway, we thought we were just going to go and buy tickets like everybody does who wants to go take the tour. But when we got there, Bill had called in advance, and he called to tell them that one of your heroes is returning to the ship that he served on. So the commander of the Midway is the one who greeted us. And we went on for about a 2-hour tour. And let me tell you, an aircraft carrier is no place for a 7-footer, especially one with back problems and knee problems, because there's small little areas. You've got to duck everywhere you go. And it was a painful walk for him. But he walked every step, again, right by my father's side. And it was very emotional for my dad to go back. And there were a couple of times where he broke down. And so, of course, my brother and I got emotional as well. And then I look at Bill, and he's got the tears streaming down his cheeks. And it was a special day for him and having Bill next to him. And we get back to the house, and there was one point I couldn't find where my father was and didn't know where Bill was either. And the two of them are back in the teepee. Bill had this huge teepee that was on the ground at home. And the two of them are back there, sitting there, just talking. So by the end of the 3 days, Bill wasn't my friend. Bill was my father's friend. And when he came back, he didn't live much longer after that. But that's all he talked about. My mother, who's still alive, has said that he talked about those 3 days over and over again. They were the best 3 days of the late years of his life, which were difficult for him. And Bill made them the best 3 days. And when I had the good fortune of getting the Gowdy Award up in Springfield, of course, I took my family and my mother, and there were so many NBA dignitaries. She was not interested in meeting any of them except one. She had to meet the man who did that wonderful thing for her husband.
Mike, I cannot think of a story that better encapsulates Bill's spirit, his generosity, his zest for life than that one that you just shared. Thank you so very much for giving us that gift as we all collectively remember and celebrate and laugh through those memories of Bill Walton today.
Thank you, Malika.
Try to boast at what I look like. Keep them down, try to wear, I pull up all range. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA, I'm a ESPN.